So this video just popped up in front of me as I was checking Twitter. Fine. X. Anyways, thanks to Brian from Rockman Corner, I was informed about a Mega Man crossover game that will be sunsetting at the end of this month, which is a shame. It sucks to see these interesting browser-based games disappearing, though my assumption is that it's licensing related. So let's take a detour from the retail Mega Man games and look at Rockman 20XX Tatake Team Shachi before the shutdown. We're gonna find out a few things. First off, what is this and is it any good? Let's find out. In 2019, Capcom collaborated with Team Shachi, a 4-woman Japanese idol group, for a silly little game that remixed their song. It makes the most sense because Rocket Queen has samples from Dr. Wily's Fortress from Mega Man 2. I've heard the original version of the song and the remix used for the subject of today's video. The original is fine, but the remix is fantastic. It's full of energy, and that's all I can say about it because I can't find any translated lyrics anywhere. I mean, I can pick out a few words, but that's about it. According to the Mega Man knowledge base, the lyrics are tab. Okay, maybe don't use a fan wiki as a source this time. At the time of the release, the team released a video of each member playing it. What's even crazier is that in 2020 they announced a Famicom cartridge that's actually a portable charger with a QR code that takes you directly to the game. It won't work for too long, but it's a really cool item. Okay, I didn't know this was a thing, and I kinda want one of those chargers. But maybe not for this game. I did see one with the design of the Super Famicom Mega Man X cartridge, and that looks really cool. I would use that as much as possible. Back to their version, the packaging is cute, and it's pretty accurate to the Famicom cartridges, so a big thumbs up for me. When it comes to coverage of this game, I've only ever seen news articles about the launch of it, and 2 reviews. One from Game Industry, and another from the YouTuber Prime Shiem. Aside from that, I couldn't find another published review whatsoever. But from the 2 reviews that I've found, players might be in for a bit of a challenge. But let's talk about the story first. Yes, this game has a story, though it's very lighthearted and none of it is canon, so don't worry. It's also mostly in Japanese, so I'm gonna need a little bit of help. By the way, big shoutouts to the Team Shachi YouTube channel. They have the full playthrough on it, and the best part about it is that they have subtitles for the cutscenes. So, in the year 20XX, robots and humans coexist in peace. Our heroes of the NES games have gone into retirement somehow, and they've all aged up. Wait, so Dr. Light kicked the bucket? I don't see him anywhere. This fanfic of a story gets dark from the get-go. They attend one of the group's concerts when Dr. Wily returns as an AI and brainwashes Mega Man. The Blue Bomber is transformed and starts destroying the city. The girls receive a message from Dr. Light, oh, there he is, as an AI character, and they are enhanced as super robots and given the weapons necessary to take Mega Man and the evil Doctor down. Partway through their adventure, they are warned about the robot masters of Mega Man's past. They are the robots from Mega Man 2, but with some interesting changes. Thanks to time, I guess. This is the weirdest part of the game's story. Every character has some kind of change that has happened to them since the events of Mega Man 2. Some are a bit amusing, some ironic, and one gets really sad. Anyways, they're taken care of by our heroes and prepare to take on the gigantic Blue Bomber. The 4 girls summon a massive rocket to take down the colossal robot and save Mega Man. Wait, what? Wily's still alive? The girls are thanked for their efforts and watch the sunset with the previously possessed Mega Man to wrap up the game. It's a simple setup and it's wacky, but I can't get over the fact Wily's still around but Dr. Light is f***ing dead. Also, Alcoholic Heat Man. Kinda sad. The game is an auto-scroller platformer. You can jump, shoot, and utilize the weapons that the 4 girls possess. Nao is the default character with the Shachi Buster. Yuzuki can obliterate walls and enemies with the Shiny Knuckle, Honoka can get to hard-to-reach platforms with the Shachi Drone, and Haruna can protect herself with the Chicken Wing Shield? Okay, that's officially the best one. Anyways, Mega Buster, Hard Knuckle, Rush Jet, and nearly every single shield in the series. It's interesting that this game has heavy inspiration from Mega Man 2, but will include weapons from Mega Man 3. Just pointing that out. Anyways, to use the 4 different weapons, there are 4 conveniently placed icons where you can switch between the girls to use the weapon you need. Now this is where I need to confess that this is the least comfortable way to play the game. And this is more of a me problem since my hands are a little large to play games in portrait mode on a phone. So I need a different way to approach this game because not only is this uncomfortable, but I'm missing inputs and it just doesn't feel right to play a platformer like this. So, my first idea was to run to my iPad, only to be disappointed with the fact that the game is requiring a smartphone to play. Alright, that sucked, but I wasn't done. I had one more idea. Why not try it out on PC? Sure, it asks for a smartphone, but then I found out there's nothing stopping me from checking out the game through the URL. To my surprise, the game is accessible. Even better, it has keyboard controls. Though it took a while to figure out where the shoot button was. Once I figured all of this out, I just had to use Joy to key, and now I can play the game comfortably. With that said, if you do plan on playing this, there's a couple of drawbacks when you play on PC. Obviously, the game isn't properly scaled, so if you're like me, you'll see that health bar and it's going to bother you. I've tried playing around with Inspect Element to fix it, but my attempts were in vain and I couldn't really figure it out. Another issue is this bleeding of colors that seems like it's caused by the improper scaling, so I don't have a fix for this. The last one is for people who run machines with high refresh rates. Turn it down to 60. Anything higher and the projectiles move extremely fast, animations break, and you'll be taking more damage than usual. Even with those drawbacks, I still recommend playing on a PC if you find playing on a smartphone to be uncomfortable. Now that we got all of that out of the way, let's talk about the levels themselves. The first one's pretty basic and it gives you the space you need to figure out the controls. You don't get a lot of time since you'll need to start using your other weapons early on, and using them too much will waste your weapon energy, which will get you killed. Getting killed in this game will result in an instant game over. No checkpoints, no lives, and this game shows no mercy. After a while, you'll have to utilize the Shachi drone to get over larger gaps. These parts are fairly simple. Once you get to the Sniper Joes, you have to dispose of 2 waves of them to finish the part. At first, it was visually overwhelming because, while it looks like an NES Mega Man game, there will be points where the brass instrument plays and a bunch of sprites pop up and become a little distracting with the visuals. That could be the reason you end up dying if you're not expecting it. Between sections or levels, whatever you want to call them, you'll get cutscenes that progress the story. Section 2 is really going to test your patience with this game. While the first section was generous with its weapon refills, this one will be pretty stingy and you'll have to manage what you're using. Not only that, but the number of projectiles, enemies, and hazards increase to a point where it's a lot to take in. Then the brass instruments return and the level backgrounds switch when you approach the different robot masters. It's sensory overload and this section is where most players will be stopped. It's so much to take in, you'll probably miss some of the robot masters destroying themselves, which is kind of funny and sad at the same time. I really don't know how to feel about this. After that visual nightmare, you'll have to constantly switch between weapons to use the appropriate one, as it becomes really overbearing. Switch to the knuckle, then the drone, hope you knock out the wall, don't get knocked back. Why does the chicken wing use too much energy? Things that are done to create this ridiculous spike in difficulty. This area is a nightmare. It annoyed me the most because the knockback sometimes will lead to getting crushed, and it doesn't have to be a solid platform. You can be crushed by getting stuck between the edge of the screen and an enemy. Since when has this ever been a thing in the series? So yeah, this is the part that'll break you before you can get comfortable enough to know what to do, since you have to start from the very beginning each time. Which means hearing the beginning of the song over and over and over again, since it's one of the 4 themes that exist in the game. If you're able to make it past that, you get one more cutscene and then you face off against the Blue Bomber himself. Sort of. He has small projectiles and a big laser for weapons, and he'll open up when he backs up, so that's when you need to attack. I only ever made it here once, and I didn't do a lot of damage to Mega Man, but I still got the ending. I guess this last part just requires you to survive. After that, the girls summon a gigantic rocket and take out the colossal robot to end the game. So yeah, that's Rockman 20XX. This is really tough to recommend. Rocket Queen is a good song, but after hearing it for nearly 4 hours trying to play this game, I can do without hearing it for a very long time, or ever again. The story is wacky and sad at the same time, but it is what it is. It's supposed to be for fun, though, damn. If you want to see the level without experiencing the harsh difficulty, there is a full playthrough like I mentioned before on Team Shachi's YouTube channel, and after this month, it might be the only way you can experience it. I know some will be curious enough to try the game, and it is free, so the only thing you're spending is your time, while you have it. Maybe someone will come through and make it possible to preserve this game so many others can try it past its sunset date. It's a cool idea, but damn, it could have been toned down to be a fun experience rather than a frustrating one. As for me, I think I'm fine with doing one complete playthrough. It's a one and done game for me, and I think that's about it. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out this video. I understand it's kind of short, but there wasn't really a whole lot to cover, and I wanted to get it out before I miss out on my chance to have this fresh experience with it. Who knows, maybe somebody will find a way to preserve it before it's taken offline, and fans will be able to continue playing it. Anyways, if you've played Rockman 20XX Tatake Team Shachi, which has been very difficult for me to say, let me know if you've beaten the game, let me know how far you got in the game, or let me know if you're going to try it out. You can also just comment normally if you want to, that's fine by me. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and like I said, comment if you want, go for it, and share it with people who might be fans of Team Shachi or maybe Mega Man stuff, who knows. Do what you want. At this time, I want to give a shout out to my supporters who are the channel members here on YouTube and the patrons over on Patreon who are supporting the channel with a monthly contribution. Their names are scrolling on screen, especially for the Chaos tier members, and the Super tier members get a verbal shout out because they are Martin YT Plays and Jimmy Duke STR. A huge thank you to everyone who is supporting, whether you're in the Chaos tier or the Super tier. Thank you very much. Your extra support is greatly appreciated. You are all awesome. And if you want to join them, you can do so with the join button below this video, or you can go to patreon.com/gottaBeFrank. Lowest tier is $1, and you can get stuff like exclusive updates, earlier updates, and possibly exclusive content. I need to get to that, so trust me, it's gonna happen. I just need to figure that out. You can also find me on my social media links. I have Instagram, X, which used to be Twitter. That was the whole comment I made at the beginning of the video. TikTok, my Discord server, stuff like that. Those are going to be linked down below as well. And with that said, I hope you all have a wonderful and safe day. And I will see you for the next video. We're going to get right back onto the Mega Man Marathon with the Game Boy games. And it's going to be an interesting event. At least I think so. Until then, take care.